Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Hello, how are you guys doing this evening or this afternoon? Hey, Shirley, how you doing? Hey, how you doing, Shirley? Thank you so much for coming in. I enjoyed your scope earlier so much so I had to share it in my group. Hey, Devut, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. Well, for those of you, hey dear, I have to call you after the scope too, Shirley. I meant to text you earlier, but just know I'll be calling you soon. But hello to everyone. This is Adelaide Brown with Be Blessed Daily. Those of you who will be listening in on the replay as well. And what do? I inspire and empower women to break through the glass ceilings in their lives and soar in their unlimited greatness. So today, thank you so much for inviting your followers, Shirley. And for those of you who are listening on the replay, please feel free to share this with your friends and your followers. You can swipe up. Hey, Dee, thanks for coming in. And you can swipe up on the Droid, swipe left or right on the iPhone. And don't forget to tap your screen if I'm saying anything that resonates with you, anything that you like, anything you like hearing me say. And I'm really excited about today because I listened to my girl Shirley Scope earlier, and if you haven't heard it, you need to hear it. You need to follow her and go listen to that scope. And I was reading Anchored for day 144, which is today, and I'm going to go ahead and get into that, but that's really what I want to talk about today on this scope. So hold on one moment. And just to let you know that we do have Heart Talk tonight at 9:15. For those of you who don't know, Heart Talk is Girl Talk meets Bible Study meets Empowerment Hour. I've been doing Heart Talk on the conference call now since September of 2014, and it's starting to go live. I've done it live in quite a few venues, and so tonight we'll be having Heart Talk, and it's going to be a really good one. So if you're up around that time, 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time, please join in, and I'll come on and scope again this afternoon and let you all know the login information. Hey, Melody, how you doing? So today is day 144, and I'm reading, Victory is yours if you want it. Do you? Never let people and circumstances get in the way of your destiny. Gold must be put through the fire to reach its true beauty and purity. That's good, Melody. You are worth more than silver or gold. The only way to lose is to give up. Be blessed. Think about that. Victory is yours if you want it. Do you? Never let people and circumstances get in the way of your destiny. Gold must be put through the fire to reach its true beauty and purity. You are worth more than silver or gold. The only way to lose is to give up. Be blessed. Now, what do you guys think about that? I had to read that early on because that's what I really wanted to talk to you all about today. In light of where I am in my own personal life, this particular message really resonated with me very, very, very near and dear to my heart because I've started this entrepreneur journey, and it's been, it's been a roller coaster ride. It's been fun. It's been exciting. It's also been, unpredictable. So, I don't know what's coming next, but what I am learning is each and every day, I'm getting better at it. And then I realized that the things that I went through in life prepared me for where I am now. Victory is yours if you want it. See, a lot of people say they want to win with their mouth, but they're not really willing to put the action in to actually win. They don't want to put in the action. They don't want to put in the discipline. They don't want to limit themselves now so that they can have abundance later. A lot of people don't have vision. So that's why this particular message resonated with me so much, because it's like, victory is yours if you want it. Do you? Because a lot of people will say, I want to be happy, and I want to have a good man, and I want to have a lot of money, and I want my business to thrive, or I want to get along with my children, but they're not willing to do what needs to be done to have these things happen. So victory is already yours. Like Jesus died on the cross 2,000 years ago for your victory, but do you want it? Remember, he's a gentleman. He's not going to force himself on you. So that means that if you're stressing and you're anxious and you're worried about things all the time, guess what? God isn't going to force himself on you, but he will wait until you invite him into your situation. He will allow you to think whatever you need to think until you invite him in, because he's a gentleman. See, a lot of times we want people to strong arm. Or me, there was a time when I was offended when people didn't offer things that they knew that I needed. But I had to grow up, and I had to realize that no, if you have not because you ask not. And it's not so much about what they know that I need, is will I humble myself enough to ask for it? See, a lot of times pride gets in the way of us truly living the life that God has called for us to live, because almost always God will require you to go down so that you can come back up. That's like almost always. That's usually what's going to happen. So when you have that pride and you're not willing to be humble, then you're really not willing to have the victory. I mean, you say you want it. Yeah, who wouldn't want to have a lot of money and have a good man and live in a nice house and be able to travel every time they want, or whatever it is your heart desires? Who wouldn't want that? I mean, you can have it, but it's on the other side of your obedience. It's on the other side of your discipline. It's on the other side of your sacrifice. So do you want it? You may want it, but do you want it bad enough the way you're willing to put some other things on hold in your life to get it? See, I realized that in my own relationship. Like, if I want this thing in my relationship, then there's some things that I'm going to have to let go of. There are some mindsets, because see, I'm a strong and independent woman, and I'm not going to let no man treat me any kind of way. But what God said is, what you want in your marriage, you can't have that with that attitude. Your marriage will stay right where it is. You can't have that with that attitude. So I said I wanted something, but my actions didn't back that up. I said I wanted something, but my thoughts didn't back that up. I had to get to a place where my actions and my thoughts backed up what was going on. So I want you guys to think about that. Never let people and circumstances get in the way of your destiny. I blame my mom and my dad for a long time, just for where I was in life and how I felt in life. And yes, they did do things to me that, maybe, they could have done better. But at the end of the day, everything came by way of choices and decisions that I made. Even as a 12, 13, 14-year-old, I chose to make those decisions, though I made those decisions from a very naive point of view, but I still made those decisions. So I'm at a place now where I realize I can no longer blame my parents. It's not serving me any good. What I need to do is look at the situation and look at it like this. Okay, what can I learn from this situation? What can I get out of this situation? As long as I'm willing to be an objective standpoint and have an open perspective, then I can truly get the benefit out of every situation. The Bible tells us that all things work out for our good. Not just the good things, not just the bad things, but everything. Everything works out for our good, right? So if that is the case, then the hell you're going through right now, the turmoil you're going through right now, the BS that's going on in your life right now, guess what? That's all working out for your good. I was listening to a scope earlier today. I think her name was Kimberly Jones, and she was saying how, I can't remember the title of it, but she was like, now is the time to share your story. I just told you guys this yesterday and Saturday, that I share my testimonies because they help me heal, and I know it helps other people. But this woman was saying, no, don't keep putting it off. Don't make excuses why you can't write your book. Don't make excuses why you can't get on here and start sharing with people what's going on. Just get out there and do it, because there is somebody right now that thinks that they can't make it through. There is somebody right now that just wants to give up and throw in the towel. You can get on here for 2 or 3 minutes and share your story. Or you may work with that person. You might go to lunch with them. You might usually eat lunch by yourself or do something different. But this particular day, you decided to sit with them. You don't know what your words can do for someone else. You just don't know. I heard a testimony one time with the evangelist by the name of Mordecai Ham, and he was just saying how discouraged he was. He would go to these conferences and do all of these crusades all over the place, and like, people wouldn't get saved. Like 1 or 2 people would get saved. You know, he's been to conferences where hundreds of people and thousands of people are getting saved. So he was like at his wit's end, and he was ready to quit because he thought he wasn't being effective, because he allowed his audience to dictate that to him instead of listening to what God was telling him. And I hope that this is finding someone, and I hope that this is resonating with you. People may not be receiving you, but God already received you. And if God called you to do something, it really doesn't matter who accepts you, because as long as God has authorized you, you have all of the clearance that you need. You don't need it coming from other people. You don't need any hype mans. You don't need any sidekicks. You don't need any of that. What you need is to hear from God, and you need to know in your heart. People are looking to hear from God like how I'm speaking to you. Sometimes he will speak to you audibly like that, but a lot of times it's that small, still voice in your heart that nudges you forward. So don't let anyone get in the way of your destiny. Like, you don't have time for that. What you have time for is living in your destiny. The Bible tells us many are called, but few are chosen. Why? Because it's for whosoever will. Yeah, everybody is called and they will come. But when you start telling people the guidelines and the stipulations behind what is required when you're called, a lot of people pull back. They're not willing to commit to that, because people will say they want to be rich, and people will say they want to be healed. People will say they want to be saved, but they won't get off their couch. They won't forgive somebody else. They won't take the initiative to go and do some research, ask some questions, go out there and meet people. But then it's everybody else's fault when they don't succeed. Don't let other people get in the way of your destiny. You are the captain of your own ship. Remember that. Grab the wheel by the horns, or grab it by the horns. Grab your life by the horns and really steer this thing in the direction that you want to go in. Your direction was already mapped out. Your destiny is already secure. But will you walk in it? Will you commit to it? That's the question. So gold must be put through the fire to reach its true beauty and purity. You are worth more than silver or gold. The only way to lose is to give up. Be blessed. Now, I've seen raw gold before, like in pictures and things like that. And it does not look like the gold that I've worn in necklaces and earrings and rings. It looked pretty dirty and all of that. And then I was told, well, it looks like that because it has to go through the fire. And as it goes through the fire, you draw out all of the impurities. And I got to thinking about life. I'm like, isn't that life? Don't we go through hell and go through the fire sometime? But it's God's way of positioning us to be where we want to be. What good would it be if God gave you the $5 million you were praying for, but you don't have the responsibility level to maintain it? So you can get it, and 2 weeks later, it's gone. Now, he can go through a process of 2 or 3 years working on you, and now you notice that you have that, or you could even receive a big lump sum. But over the 2 years, you have been learning leadership. You have been learning financial management and financial planning. You have been doing some soul searching on yourself so that when you do get access to this money, you are not arrogant and you don't start, acting better than others or judging people or whatever the case may be. So I want you to think about that in life. Like, the gold goes through the fire to be purified. What's the fire in your life right now? Is it your finances? Is it your relationships? Is it, starting a new business? Because everybody starting a business doesn't have financial issues. They may have issues getting the business started, but they don't have financial issues. We all fall in a different box. We all fall in a different place. But I'm just saying, for us today, I really want to encourage you guys to stay connected. Like, really get anchored in your source. The only way to lose is to give up. Because you're going through the fire and it's so hot and it's so extreme. You're just like, look, I need some water. I'm throwing in the towel. I cannot do this anymore. But you know what? That is all the more reason to press on. I had some really crazy things happen to me since the last time I scoped. And I know I scoped at almost 12 o'clock last night. And I've had some really crazy things take place. But you know what I know? I made a decision that I'm going to trust God no matter what. No matter what. Because not trusting God is not going to change my situation, but it's going to cause me to worry about it. And I don't want to worry. I want to be in peace. So I encourage you, ladies, I want you to hold on to your peace for dear life. I want you to understand that you already have the victory. The fact that you have peace, you already have the victory. But you just need to stand in it, and you just need to stay in it, and you don't need to let anything get in the way of what God has for you, because victory is already yours. But as if you want it. Keep that in mind, as if you want it. So I really just wanted to get on today and share that little nugget with you. Day 144 and Anchored. I'm going to get back on a little later on with all of the Heart Talk information for tonight. So I'm going to go get off the broadcast so I can get some things done at home with some things that I have going on. But I really want to encourage you guys, wherever you are, whatever you have going on in your life right now, stay anchored in your greatness. Make a decision that you want to be better. That's all God wants. If you make that decision, God will work that thing out for your good. I am Adelaide Brown. I am your heart coach, and I inspire and empower women and girls to break through the glass ceilings in their lives and soar in their unlimited greatness. I'm so excited to have been on this scope with you today, and I look forward to speaking with you guys a little later on this evening. Y'all have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.